Dirterotic.com.
Have y'all seen Clayface teaser trailer? They just dropped. Thoughts? You want to grab that real quick before we go?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
Gary,
God.
You want to watch?
Let's do it.
Yes. Creepy.
Dark Man.
What's it rated? Yeah, what's it rated? Is it rated R? I think.
Let's go back. It doesn't.
It probably doesn't say. It probably doesn't say. All right. I mean, it looks like a horror movie, like it's supposed to be, and it's written by oh God, what's his name? Mahler loves him. Flanagan. It's written by Mike Flanagan, who's good.
Body horror. That's what it is. That's what we saw at CinemaCon.
My only problem is you're introducing a B or C list Batman villain before Batman.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
This wasn't on my DC bingo card of movies they need to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the future, when they write the book, The Failure of James Gunn's DCU, it's going to start with, well, they started it with a Superman movie and then a Supergirl movie and a Clayface movie.
I wonder if it's going to have dogs in it.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Clayface has a dog.
Yeah, a little funny sprite pup.
Clay dog. They do Clayhound. Well, DC went through a thing. They did do a thing where every superhero had a fucking dog for a while. So I mean, like
Clayhound. I like that.
Clayhound. Dogface. That's pretty good. Dogface is good. Chris, you got back from CinemaCon. You extensive coverage. You and the great Alan Ing the Merciless.
Yes.
Lots of hype. Just did a video on all the hype for Doomsday, but I think what got lost in the sauce is Supergirl had a really bad presentation, didn't they?
Really bad. And the clip they showed was terrible. It did not represent the movie in a positive way. And as I pointed out to you, I sent you that clip from the Matt Baloney, The Town podcast.
Yeah, so that made it my video. Thank you very much. I needed to cite my source on that one. So please tell the fine audience what, because you told me about it. I'm like, what?
Well, it's like, okay, we sit here and we talk about how this doesn't look so great. This doesn't look so great. And then people criticize, it's the chuds. You're a misogynist. And then I'm like, yeah, but industry people feel this way too. And they went through, it's a short segment from his recent podcast where they went through, that was one of the Supergirl presentation was one of the worst. Gunn came out in a clip that was under 20 seconds talking about Man of Tomorrow, the sequel to Superman, which underperformed. And they were just unimpressed with the DC slate. It was among the worst presentations. And then they talked about how Millie Alcock was so underprepared. It was like heads should roll because of that. They asked her the most innocuous question, your favorite scene. What was it like to work with a dog? These are softballs. You should say, it was the scene with Jason Momoa. We did this. I can't tell you the details, like whatever. No enthusiasm. She was wearing a Supergirl shirt with the Chanel logo. And of course, I didn't know that. My girlfriend had to tell me, that's the Chanel logo. Okay. That's what that is.
Chris. Tell whatever story you need to tell.
I didn't know that. Anyways, but the scene they showed, put all that aside, the scene was terrible. It was terrible. There wasn't, and that was the talk after. the chatter after, like, there was a party like Fandango, and everyone is talking, wow, Supergirl does not look good at all. So,
and that's amongst the friendlies, somewhat friendlies. Yeah.
And on top of it, they flew in paid TikTok influencers to cover CinemaCon. And in particular, it seemed that Disney had people like literally laughers, clapping and like seals and laughing at everything. And they went over the top for Doomsday. So part of that is to get people in the room excited. So I guess, and there's no rule against that, but you know, I can only judge by
they're like fluffers.
They're like fluffers, or like, you know, what they, you know, probably don't. I mean, must be common knowledge now, but you know, they pay audiences to go to live TV shows. They pay them, you know, like $50, $80 to sit there in a cold theater and clap
and tell them when to. And that's
yeah.
I mean, the logic behind it is probably pretty good, because it's going to be a bunch of critics, and they're going to be typing away on their laptops, and they're not the most over enthusiastic. It's not Comic-Con where you're going to get cheers for anything.
Well, right? And I found out also from a friend of mine who's prominent critic, I won't say, who said he confronted Disney, like, what's going on? Like, there's a lot of, and they said that now they prioritize TikTokers and influencers over film critics.
Oh no.
For I'm just saying,
the access train is left the station.
I mean, I don't moving care. On. I'm usually the last person to see, like, when we see any Disney movie, we see it the Monday before it opens. We can't talk about it until like a day before it opens, but
that's always a good sign.
Whatever. But it's not confidence.
I mean, here's the thing about Supergirl. Gary, you owned a comic book store. Who was coming in to buy Supergirl comics? You know, that was at the top of their list of all the DC characters. You know,
well, the ones who were coming in were dudes.
Yeah.
Dudes. There's no women buying Supergirl comics.
But of all the IP they could use, I know. It's like, let's make a Supergirl
God, movie. even when I'm going, like, what would be Supergirl's heyday, chat? Peter David's run, maybe? That's in the 90s. It sold modestly, and it never sold great in my shop. As a matter of fact, like, Wonder Woman never sold great in the shop. It sold okay. And again, it was all dudes buying Wonder Woman. There's no women liked X-Men, Vertigo, Scott Pilgrim. That's pretty much what they gravitated towards. Yes, there were some women who bought like DC Comics. It's easy to profile, well, especially in San Francisco, in a comic shop. So if it's like, you know, gay guy walks in, he's gonna get Robin, Nightwing, X-Men, you know, like that, and and Supergirl. So like that's what they buy, but they never. Yeah, it's Supergirl being the second property you roll with in your cinematic universe is insane. Admittedly, it's better than The Authority, but it's absolutely insane. It should be Batman.
And they didn't even have anything for the Batman Part 2 other than announcing the cast, which I have to say, the cast for that movie looks amazing. And contrast that with Gunn and Man of Tomorrow. He's not attracting top talent. He's attracting people. Gunn is attracting people, or choosing to work with people that are compliant to his way. In that clip, I know I brought it up before, when David Corenswet is in conflict with Gunn, he just says, basically, do it the way I want, even though Corenswet's point was so good. It was, this is what Superman he wouldn't be an over-the-top angry. It's like, I guess maybe that's how Gunn sees himself. It was such and they released that clip.
Yeah.
Thinking it would make him look good. And I'm like, no, it makes you look bad for not listening to your talent and taking a note. At least do it his way, try it, get it, and decide what works in the cut. Like, it was a bad call.
And they didn't show anything from the Batman Part 2 at CinemaCon. Like,
they didn't
even talk about it. And Charles Dance was added to the cast. Looks great.
it's amazing. It's like top tier actors.
What happens, Chris, if it does well, which it could very well do better than the first one, then you have to make a third one.
I think it will because they've gotten the feedback about how that second, third act. I learned that term from you, Jim. The second, third act. Like, what's the second, third act? Like, what? There are a lot of complaints about that with the Batman. So that's kind of where its weaknesses is.
Define second, third act.
Well, if you notice big blockbusters now, they have to have like a third act. You know, like everything kind of gets resolved. Oh, but there's something else in another 15 minutes. Like, so it's almost like if you cut off the second one, you still could end the movie where, you know, I forget how Batman ended, but yeah, you didn't need to get into like, yeah.
you didn't
going and going, you know,
blowing up the for lack of a better term, the seawall, the dikes around Gotham to make it some kind of a Katrina thing or something, whatever the hell they were trying to do with the incel Riddler. Yeah, they could have left all that out.
He could have just stopped him and you know, saved the day and stop one of his assassins or something. Yeah, they didn't have to have the Katrina gigantic. Let's have another 15 minutes of water and fights, and you know, you're kind of like exhausted by then.
Yeah, it's a long movie. I forgot how long it was. I watched it on a plane ride, and I'm like, oh, it's 3 hours. What? It's ridiculously long. But the Batman Part 2 looks way more exciting than anything James Gunn Superman. They didn't mention it at all. So Dune played off pretty well, Chris. Everybody was pretty happy with Dune.
We saw the first 7 minutes. It's like Saving Private Ryan with an all out. It's so good. There was the only major character in that scene was Stilgar, but they're showing the jihad. So the way it opened, and it was just a great scene, setting up, you know, the conflicts. So I think everybody raved about that.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.